Happy video day, guys. Christina, Brooke here. Today we are finally diving into the brand new mini Metropolis holiday set from Natasha Denona. I did pick this up from Sephora. If you guys didn't know, I was on a trip, so I am a week behind with my review. So hopefully this is not like 5,000 years old to you. Because to me it's brand new. But anyways, so I did pick up the palette and it does come with this cute little brush. So this is a set. I talked about this in my Make Up Your Mind because there is some interesting facts about it, including that 3 of these shades are actually repeat shades from Metropolis and only 2 of them are new. So I'm going to be trying them out on my lids today. I'm also going to be comparing it to the shades from the Metropolis palette just to see if there's any difference in formula. And then we're also going to quickly talk about the Baby Glam, which has also released from Natasha, and it's her 3-pan eyeshadow palette, a new concept for her brand, and we're going to get a little into that one as well. So if you guys are new, hi, I'm Christina Brooke. I have a 1-year challenge where I'm buying everything new from Natasha Denona. We're calling it the 1 Year 1 Brand Year of Natasha Denona. So if you guys do love Natasha Denona, then you're probably going to really enjoy it around here. I also give you guys some sneak peeks of things that I find out that are allegedly releasing from the brand. So don't forget to hit subscribe, join the family. Let's get into it right now. So if you guys do not know, this is the mini version of the Metropolis palette that released from Natasha Denona. This is the Metropolis. It is this big, beautiful palette that released from Natasha. Natasha Denona is pretty pricey of a brand, so she does give us like these bite-sized, smaller palettes every once in a while. They're usually inspired by her larger palettes, but in this occasion, they're highly inspired because actually 3 of these shades are coming directly out of Metropolis and only 2 of them are new. These 2 are the new shades and these 3 are coming out of Metropolis. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the swatches. So these are the swatches of the palette in daylight so you guys can actually see the colors. I will tell you overall, I do think it's a very pretty eye-catching palette. I think the colors they included really draw attention and it just creates a really pretty aesthetic to an eye look. It is not the easiest color story to use unless you stick to the golds and the browns, but it is a very cool, very pretty palette, and we're going to talk about a lot. It is retailing for $25 US, available at Sephora right now, and you do get a brush. Let's go ahead and let's zoom in. I do want to show you guys how I created this eye look. I have a lot of thoughts about it, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the Baby Glam in a second. So let's zoom in. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys, so we are here again. This is my second video I've filmed today because I didn't know that this was going to come so late, and it ended up coming later than I expected. But I'm already late to the game with this palette, so I needed to go ahead and put it on my lids today and get this video out for you guys, hopefully tomorrow. That is Natasha Denona's little mini set, and it looks just like this. So you guys saw in my intro exactly what I picked up, and yeah, so we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl. Let's try it on the lids. I'm actually kind of excited for the brush. I know. This is like the extra little knick-knack that comes in here. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys, if you guys order from Sephora, I'm gonna have it linked down below. There is little samples of the Natasha Denona Retro. So it looks like this. So you can get this actually in the place that you can get the offers, and they have an offer for a little mini retro little eyeshadow. And literally, guys, this is like, I feel like this is like the size of one of the eyeshadows from the Retro, and this is a beautiful color. This is the color Helio. So Helio is a very popular color, and look at that. So if you guys want this color just as a single, if you order something from Sephora, maybe even this palette, you can go ahead and add that to your cart. So I wanted to tell you guys, I'll put the code, whatever I could find, down below if it's still available. But here it is. This is the beautiful little palette from Natasha. So you guys know that there is 3 repeat shades in here and 2 brand new shades. If you watched my Make Up Your Mind, you already knew that. So I think for today's look, I think a lot of people have been using the blue on the lid. I know that's probably like the go-to because it's one of the most exciting colors in here, but we're going to try something just a little bit different. Maybe we'll play with the blue on the lower lash line. So let me go ahead and get some of my favorite brushes. I do definitely want to try this brush out. I feel like this is going to be a good blending or detailing brush. Maybe for the crease work. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with just this yellowy mustard color called Rope. And just so you guys know, 1, 2, 3, these 3 colors are part of the Metropolis already. So this is a basically repetitive Metropolis palette. I will show you guys, so I'm gonna actually swatch it against those colors from Metropolis to see if there's any inconsistencies with the formula. But let's go ahead and try it out on the lid. So I'm just gonna put the color Rope down as the base shade. I have told you guys this in the past. This color Rope is very pretty, but because it's so mustardy on my skin tone, I don't love it. Like, it's okay, you know, like it's pretty for the color that it is. It's just not a color I tend to reach for very often. And I'm using for this a Rephr 15 brush. It's one of my favorite blending brushes because it's so big and it gets really in there and it really blends beautiful. Then I'm gonna use the Natasha Denona Free Brush. And I'm gonna grab this brown color and I'm gonna put that in the outer edge and kind of like bring it up. This brush isn't that bad. Actually, usually I don't like the brushes that come in these free sets, but this is actually quite good. And I love this brown color. So I knew I might like this brown color, and I kind of do. This is a color that I wish they would have put in Metropolis. This would have looked beautiful in the Metropolis palette. So that is something that would have worked really nice with Metropolis, to have a color like that one. And it's super pigmented, as you guys can see how much pigment came off there. So I'm gonna just blend out the edges with the yellowy color, the Rope color once again. Very, very pretty. I'm gonna grab into this beautiful goldy color called, I think it's Blaze from the Metropolis. So that is part of the big Metropolis. I'm gonna put that all over. That is so pretty. This is a pretty color. I remember it from Metropolis being pretty. It's a little bit on, not the flaky side, it's just glittery. So just remember that. You see, like I got it a little bit over here. Now I got like glitters there, but they're easy to come off. So it's a little bit more of like a glittery metallic. Very pretty, very holiday. Very pretty. So going back into her brush, I'm going to grab this brown color. I think they call it Boy. A little bit more. And that color is so pigmented. I love that brown matte. Wow, that's a beautiful matte. I love it. And then I'm going to grab the new, I don't really like these shades, to be honest. Like, I know some people say it's a good blending shade, a good shade to put down on the lid, like to, you know, like kind of like if you go like this and you just put all over your lid to kind of like seal down your concealer, but I could do without them. I think that they're wasteful shades. You could just use powder for that. So I'm just going to put it right here, the inner portion. And honestly, this, like, I thought this shade is just no good for me. It's literally almost the color of my skin tone. I'm just going to pick it up on a blending brush and I'm just going to show you guys how it doesn't do. You guys see, like, maybe it adds a little brightness, but that's literally the color of my skin tone. So that is not going to do nothing. I thought it wasn't going to, but I just wanted to try it out. I could do without that shade. I wish it would have gotten something a little bit more creative there. I'm going to grab this beautiful shade, which I already know is very pretty, but I also don't use it very often because it's blue. And I'm going to use it on the waterline. Very pretty blue. It's a pretty blue, if you guys can see. I mean, like all over the lid, it's also pretty. It's just like a real deep blue. I'm going to grab a little bit of this color once again and just blend out the bottom just a little bit. Not too much, just adding a little bit. I'm using her brush. You have to be careful with yellow and blue. They can be very ugly colors together. So yeah, be very careful with yellow and blue. They can be pretty, just can also be extremely ugly together. So that is what we're coming out with. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off, put on some liner, finish off the mascara, do this eye, and I already have a few thoughts on that palette, and we're also gonna get into a little bit about the mini glam. So I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys saw how this look came to be. I will tell you guys my critiques right now on the palette is this is such a waste of a shade. I honestly just don't like it too much. I mean, if you have a deeper skin tone, maybe you would appreciate this as an inner corner highlight, but honestly, it's just not vibrant enough. It's just kind of like a powder color, so it's very equivalent to just using your face powder and just putting it on your lid. To me, these shades just don't do too much. I understand people really like them, so if you're somebody who loves them, you would like this one. I personally feel like for this kind of shade, I would prefer it in a large palette where I'm getting 15 other shades. When you're giving me 5 shades, give me something exciting instead of a powder base shade. Other than that, this color right here is beautiful. I love this brown. This is a nice cool tone brown, amazing formula. It works so well with the golden colors in here. It's also going to look really good with this blue. I think that this was a very smart color choice by Natasha. I love this color right here. Very, very beautiful, and I really enjoy it. This blue is also a very pretty color. It's not super, super in your face. It's kind of like a blue-green. It aims more blue though, so those of you who think that this is green, it has more of a blue undertone to it, so when you do put this all over your lid, it gives you more of a blue effect. So it's aqua-y, but it's a very pretty color. I do love the glitters in it. It has this really pretty jewel tone to it that I think a lot of people are going to love. This is also a very pretty color. If you're my skin tone, you may think like me that mustards don't always look that great. It actually blends beautifully with the gold and with the brown. I think they make an amazing combination. You guys can see that's how I did the top of my eye, and I really like it. Now I will tell you guys, these two colors right here together are going to be a little bit of a challenge. When you mix blues with mustardy colors, you can get a very muddy blend, so just really be careful with using these two together. You may just want to use this as your blending shade and just lightly add this to the edges just to add that pop, but be very careful blending them. This color right here is beautiful. It's such a holiday color. I really love it. It has so much glitter in it. I don't remember Blaze being this color. Like, I feel like it was more of a metallic in her original palette, so we are going to check that. But I think that 4 out of the 5 shades are beautiful, and if you guys get this as a gift for somebody, they are going to love it. I also have to say that I like this brush. This is a very good brush. I did do all my outside detailing work with it, and I didn't feel like it was hard. I felt like it blended really nice to your eyelid, and I think that for a brush set, this was successful because this was actually a good brush. So I do like the set. I think it's a beautiful set. If you have Metropolis, I personally do not think you need this unless you love these colors and you want it in like a bite-sized version to take traveling with you, then it's great. I will say that yes, this brown is stunning and I love it, but I don't think you need to go run out and buy this palette for that brown shade. You probably can find something pretty similar in another Natasha Denona palette. It's just a cool tone brown. You might actually be able to find it in the Glam palette. I do want to kind of compare it to the Glam. So you guys know I rearranged my Glam in order to make it make more sense, but sometimes it does kind of get in the way of reviews because now I don't know which color is which. But I kind of have an idea, so I'm going to compare them. So this is Blaze from the Mini palette, and this is Blaze from the Metropolis. So you guys see them together, Mini, Metropolis. So we'll go ahead, this is the Mini, and this is the Metropolis. And you know, the formula actually is not that different, and it actually does look pretty similar. I thought that there was like a little color tone difference between the two, but I guess they are pretty close. They really are pretty close. I will tell you, I don't remember this color being so glittery like that. I guess I haven't used it in so long. It's a little bit more of like a crumbly glitter with a metallic to it, so it's not kind of like a straight metallic. You do get a little separation with glitter in it, so it's interesting. I actually did not know that color was going to match up so well. I actually thought that one might be a little different. So now we're going to grab into the color Rope. This is the Mini palette, and this one up here is the Natasha Denona Real palette. And Real, and they also look very, very similar. I would say maybe the mini palette might be a little drier. Okay, so then for this beautiful like aqua-y greeny color that's a little bit more blue than green, let's compare it to the color in Metropolis. So this is Metropolis, this is the Mini palette, and there. Yeah, I swatched it 2 different times. I actually feel like the Mini palette might have a little bit of a lighter undertone than the Metropolis, but they are very, very spot on. So I mean, they're the same shades. They're basically the same. So I think that for this Mini, you are getting the exact shades coming out of Metropolis. You're not getting like recreated shades that might have a different consistency. We're getting these shades from Metropolis, so that is pretty impeccable. I also think that this brown is so stunning, so I am a huge fan. I think it's absolutely stunning. I think it's great. I do think, however, if you own Metropolis, you really don't need it. So now let's quickly just jump into Baby Glam. So I did not pick up Baby Glam, but that's because it released on Beautylish. It's not available at Sephora yet, and like you guys know, I was out on vacation and I missed the launch. So I do know, however, like I said in my Make Up Your Mind, it is coming straight from the actual Glam palette. Considering that this palette literally is the same formula, I would be shocked if she changed the formula of Baby Glam. I think it's probably going to be the same. So if you have Glam palette, it is this shade, and this shade. So it's these three shades that are inside of Baby Glam. And I told you guys this in my Make Up Your Mind. They are three beautiful shades. However, I personally would not have picked these three as the shades to put in a palette, just because I feel like the metallic is such a rich, dark shade, and then the two mattes that you get are so light in comparison. So when it's going to come to depth, it is going to be a little bit difficult to create any depth with this type of palette. If the darkest shade here was matte, and then you had maybe this shade as the metallic, and then a light shade, I would feel like it would be a lot easier to use. I love the Glam palette. I think it's absolutely stunning though. So it's one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes. So I can see how a lot of people would be attracted to this because it is probably the same exact formula and these beautiful cool tones are just impeccable. I will say this metallic here is something out of this world beautiful. So even if you can't use all of these together, this one really is beautiful. Now it is $19 and I personally would tell you guys that if it was me, based off of the price tag and all of that, and just not thinking of colors at all, what is a better buy? Obviously, this is a better buy. You're getting a brush. You're getting four beautiful shades, one dud in my opinion, and you're getting a nice brush for $25. This to me is a better buy. It's probably also a better gift. But if you know somebody who loves the Glam palette and you want to pay the $19 for a little bite-sized one, it's really cute. And I think how it comes is like an ornament, so you can hang it on a tree. So that's also adorable. So I don't know if it's going to come out in Sephora. That is my thoughts after looking at everything, seeing it in person, and playing with it. Let me know down below what you guys are thinking and if you picked up any of these palettes. Which was your favorite? Did you like the quality? Leave your comments for your friends down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.